You've been doing nothing but sitting here trying to judge me, so don't give me...
How's it going?
You are under arrest! Get the phone! Get the phone, Charles! Charles! Help! Harassment! Give that phone, I demand!
Could I take that phone, please? Is that all right? Could I have his phone? Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
Resisting arrest, you goddamn fucking fascists! Fucking stormtroopers! What the fuck?
Okay.
I should have a right to say what I want, freedom of speech, right? What does that even mean anymore? This is Mormonism in the new era, boys and girls! Don't forget to subscribe to this shitty magazine, New Era and The Friend. Teach you all about how to be an asshole to your neighbors.
Thank you.
Charles, get that phone, Charles.
I have to wait for the officers to give it to me.
It's Charles, right?
If they decide to.
Charles.
Yes. Yes, sir.
He's fine. That's fine. He's done everything we've asked him.
Doesn't think about the laws being enforced. Yeah, that's it. Just keep doing your job. That way you keep your head down, right, boys? There's no judiciary, no legislative branch, you know exactly what happens there. What's that called, guys?
Yeah.
Copy.
What happened today? What's going on?
So Eric received the letter 2 days ago to have him come and basically do proceedings to see if they're going to excommunicate him from the church.
Okay.
So that's, kind of giving him 2 days notice to prepare any type of case.
Right.
Really. So he wanted to be able to come in a little ahead of time and maybe talk with a couple of the people here that were saints and see if just anybody wanted to, testify based on the doctrine, knowing their doctrine, if there is anybody here that was of the priesthood level. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but somebody that was of the priesthood level enough to be able to come into court with him.
Okay.
And if nothing else, to be able to talk to them and maybe reschedule a time for him to maybe come back where he was a little more prepared rather than having a 2-day time for delivery of his case.
Okay.
Upon entry into the foyer, just before I took a picture of their front sign, just, you know, just like kind of commemorate. I've never been into Mormon temple myself personally, so going in, the two gentlemen, one the officer that you're dealing with, met us upon entering the foyer, and immediately kind of had a hostile attitude with us.
Okay.
I don't know, you know, prior to this point exactly what has happened with Eric, other than him telling me about him giving testimony at another charter, another stake, I believe they call it. But either way, upon just, you know, walking in the foyer, trying to enter the church, they kind of blockaded us essentially from entering. That's kind of funny. My first time coming to a Mormon temple, first things, two guys blocking us.
Did you know he had a meeting scheduled with
And
them?
yes, he does have a meeting scheduled at 6, but then he's allowed to patron there
I don't know.
as long as he's not excommunicated, and it's not go through their proceedings themselves, and that's what this thing is at 6 o'clock. So my mode of logic then is
I have no idea about that. I just know this is a private building, and it's a private church, and they have the right to leave. And that's pretty much what they did with him. And did he leave right away when they asked him to leave?
He was trying to
when they asked him to leave the building.
Well, he was trying to ask them questions.
I'm taking that as a no.
He was trying to ask them questions and understand fully why why it was that they were trying to have him leave the building when he's supposed to be there at 6 o'clock
at 6 o'clock
for proceedings.
But it's full. So my question,
15, 420.
whatever. My question is, did he leave when they asked him to leave?
He was trying to figure out the source of
did he
their
leave
concern.
the building when they said, you need to leave the building right now? Did he leave the building?
I have
That's
no
a
comment.
yes or no. Okay, exactly. You see, that's why we're here. Exactly. And there's a crime called criminal trespass. And when you're inside of a building and you're asked to leave by somebody from the building, whether it be the building. Hold on, let me talk. I let you talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Whether it be by the building owner or whoever's in control of the building at the time. When you're asked to leave, you have to immediately leave. There's no debate about it. You can go outside off the property and you can have a debate about it, but you can't stay inside the building and have a debate about it.
That's basically
Church
what
or
ended up
not.
happening. The first couple minutes, he was like trying to fully understand we're not.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, they had not asked him to leave. All they had done is stood in front of the doors, and before one was standing in front of the door, he went to put his hand on the handle of the door and open the door. Eric did. And at that point, they did not tell him to leave. At that point, he was just going to enter into the building, and they physically put their hands on him, pulled his hands off the handle, pushed him back against the glass, and at that point, he kind of, in defense of himself, pushed their hands away from him.
Was there any pushing or shoving prior to that? Like anybody?
That was pretty much the first thing, is him touching the door, going to open the door.
So there was nobody. There was nobody else pushing or shoving each other prior to that.
No,
None at all.
The only real contact that I saw was like him going for the door handle, then pulling his hands off the door handle essentially, and then him pushing their hands away in self-defense essentially from them trying to grab on him.
Was he still in the building at that time?
Yeah, but he had not been told to leave at that point.
Well, that's according to you. According to them, they had asked him to leave numerous times. They had asked him, he's been trespassed from the other Mormon church in Almsville or Staten or whatever. I can't remember exactly. Or Turner.
The incident that happened in Turner, to the best of my knowledge.
Which isn't for me to decide.
Well, I'm just saying it was somebody did assault him there and actually pushed him.
Okay.
Physically assaulting him there. A member of their stake that was
Are you
a leader.
No. Okay. How long have you known Eric?
A couple of years.
A couple years. Okay. Do you guys do you live around here?
I do. Yeah.
Does he live around here?
Yeah. This is supposed to be his stake charter. That's why he was coming here. That's why the letter is telling him to come here, is because this is where he's supposed to be coming to church. But if he had been here this morning to try to come worship, which is his right, and he's not allowed into the building, if he's not,
they don't have to let him in the building. Whether it's his right to worship or not, this is a private building. They don't have to let him in. There's not a law that says we have to let him in. We can't.
I'm just saying him walking up, not causing a disturbance.
But that's what you're saying.
Well, from what I saw, he's walking up, not causing a disturbance. There's people, waiting at the door to blockade. That seems like a little bit much to me. If he would have walked into the building and then started going off and acting a riot, and then they would have asked him to leave, and then they would have even physically removed him. At that point, I can understand. But as far as walking into the foyer and not even having actually entered the main part of the building,
And then-
you're literally in an entryway of 6 feet by 10 feet or whatever, you know.
Still inside the building, and they have the
Yeah.
right to remove somebody from the building, especially if they refuse to leave. I mean, they have the right, if they feel that their congregation is threatened in any way whatsoever, or they feel threatened in any way whatsoever, they have the right to tell somebody to leave the premises.
Well, he's saying...
And I don't know exactly what happened.
He was just saying, is it not my right to be here when you've asked me to come here?
I understand
You
that.
know.
I understand that.
But when,
again,
when they
time
did
frame's a
really
little
press
off,
the
right?
point
Time frame's
of
a
him
little off,
exiting the building,
Yeah.
he did exit the building, and he came out to wait outside.
Okay, well, when I showed up, he was still in the building, because I walked around the corner, and he was coming out of the building at that time. So there was quite a bit of time frame from
As far as-
when I dispatched on the call to when I got here. So he was coming out of the building when I showed up. So
He was like around the corner when I saw you guys show
you
up.
want to hang out right over here, and then I'll see what's going on, and I'll
Okay.
get you out of here.
No
Like I
problem.
said, I don't know what's going on.
And is there any chance of holding on to his possessions for him?